meeting's open at 9:02, 9:03. Commissioner's Office requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of September 24th, 2019.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier? Commissioner Lambert?
October 15th, for the Department of Development, Community and Economic, I approved the hiring of Rebecca Sedavi to the position of full-time program coordinator to be effective October 28th, 2019, at the rate of $18.24 per hour with a one-year probationary period. The offer of employment was contingent upon successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions.
Okay. Very good. Adrian. Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, one more of the financials
Okay.
from last Thursday since session was canceled.
Okay.
Due to the meeting,
Yep.
CCAO meeting. Approve the financials, which included, amongst other things, supplemental appropriations transfer from various departments within the general fund and other funds to cover year-end needs in a variety of accounts, including payroll, hospitalization, travel, legal, advertising, contract services, etc. Supplemental from Water Resources in their sewer equipment line item to cover the purchase of the new Vector truck. Cash transfer from Board of DD from the operating fund to the construction fund, from the general fund to the cash transfer from the general fund to community development, and Metzenbaum for the second quarter 2019 interest transfer. Cash transfer from the general fund to the general obligation note retirement fund for the 2019 principal payment for the Human Services Building Improvement Bonds. A cash transfer from the general fund to Family First for second quarter's FY 2020 commitment. From the cash transfer from the general fund to public assistance for the second quarter SFY 2020 mandated share. From the general fund to the Board of DD for gas well proceeds from July through September 2019. Cash transfer from the general fund to Department of Development, Community Economic Development for a third quarter 2019 payroll administration costs, as well as their third and fourth quarter funding request. Encumbrances included a contract from the Department of Development, Community and Economic Development for Signet Juniper to pay for the county's strategic plan. Travel request from DES to attend a hazardous weather and flooding preparedness training. Travel request from JFS to attend the Ohio JFS Directors Association fall training. A travel request from the Treasurer's Office to attend the Treasurers Association fall conference. The vouchers included $115,486.42 from the Engineer's Office to Kenny Hoare Construction Company for pay request number 2 for their steel storage building construction, and $192,817.30 from the Engineer's Office to Aeromark Incorporated for their application of polyester pavement markings.
Okay. Good. Adrian?
I warned them there was going to be a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
He gets
on that
today.
one. Okay, today's financials include encumbrances, travel requests from the juvenile court to attend abuse, neglect, and dependency, parts 1 and 2, parenting, coordination, and management and treatment of cyber offenders trainings, purchase order from maintenance to Lepo Incorporated for the purchase of an electric scissor lift, purchase order from Water Resources to Valley Ford for the purchase of a 2019 Ford F-450 4x2 extended cab truck. Among the vouchers are $91,560.87 from Community Development to Great Lakes Growers LLC for their final revolving loan disbursement, and $25,000 from Community Development to Signet Juniper LLC for their installment payment number 1 on the county strategic plan. And finally, a revenue certification in the liability self-insurance fund for increased revenue needed to pay Corsa insurance deductibles.
Okay, so we've got a community development to Great Lakes Growers LLC.
Correct.
A final revolving loan disbursement, $91,560.
Yes.
What?
That's the last payment for their equipment purchase that they did and install. The total of it was like $199,640. This was,
When was this one approved?
I
Dave,
have, I
do you
have
know?
the original here. The, was July 12th of 2018.
Hmm. Okay. And so we do quarterly disbursements, is that how it works?
I think this one was mainly, as the project progressed, they would do requests for reimbursement, so.
Do we have any idea what the total amount is that Great Lakes Growers has with the county?
I looked back, and back in, it looks like September of 2015, they also had a disbursement of 250,000. And I'm not sure if there was anything before that, but I think that was for their building, probably. They had a,
Dave.
yeah.
Tim, I looked it up yesterday, the current balance is about $487,000 on the three loans, including that $199,640 now, which, now that they've been paid for all the equipment purchases, they'll start repaying that back on the monthly payment. So the total of three loans, to answer your question, is about $487,000.
And these three loans, were these all done in concert with each other, or were
No.
they all?
No, the first loan for about $170,000 with Great Lakes was done back in 2012.
Mhm.
That's when they were first starting their
Right.
greenhouse operation.
Right?
Then they came back on their first expansion for $250 in 2015. And
15?
then this third loan, I think, was actually in 2017
Mhm.
for $199. Money was released in parts. As they paid for their equipment, we reimbursed them, and this is the final payment. So we've been making these payments to them now for well over a year.
Mhm.
And so now that that's completed, they'll start repaying that loan, like I said.
Yeah,
And
So we
it was a
have-
10-year loan at 3% interest
3%.
for the most recent one.
And we have for collateral on that loan, all the equipment and business assets at
Okay.
their location on Kinsley Road. So
Okay.
the first two loans are collateralized by the real estate.
Okay. And then I think, Dave, we spoke about this, but I mean, what are they doing in return for this loan other than the 3% return? I mean, are they adding jobs, or are they doing?
Yeah, I know on the first two loans, yes, on this they're creating 8 full-time jobs. So it's a full-time job for every 25,000.
Okay.
And they've done a good job with it.
So just on this loan, it's 8, because if it's 500,000, that's more than 8 jobs.
No, on this loan, it's one job for 25,000.
Just on this loan?
Yes.
Okay, and then, do we have any other companies or businesses that we're helping, or is this the only company we're helping?
No, we currently have, I think, there's over 12 loans out there on the regular revolving loan fund, and then 7 on the local revolving loan fund.
Okay.
So we have quite a few loans still out there assisting business.
But I mean, anything current?
No,
I
you
mean,
know,
these are all
we've had-
old. Huh.
We've had 10 calls this year, 10
Mhm.
meetings.
Okay,
And when we talk to people, I gotta tell you, a lot of people are looking for grants. They're looking for free money.
sure, so am I,
And
yeah.
when we tell them that it's a loan, and, it's intended to help them, then they have to file an application.
Yeah.
We had 2 out of the 10 file applications, but they've not come back.
I mean, I've expressed my thoughts and opinions on this program, and I think it is a good, worthwhile deal, but I think the intent should be it's seed money to help, up and coming, to, give a helping hand up on maybe a piece of equipment, but to spread that money around and to hopefully fertilize that company so they will stay in Geauga County and grow and thrive. What I don't want to see, or I don't think the intent is to, put the majority of the money on one single company heavily,
Right.
and then also, with it being such a cheap rate, I think we got to look at who we're doing business with as well too. I mean, I don't think it's for well-heeled businesses to come in and get a cheap
Right.
business rate either, you
I
know?
thought about that. I think the way
You know.
we'll go about this with the approval of the board is we'll promote this through our local banks because it is what we call gap financing. So
Right.
we fill in the second part of the loan to a lot of companies that'll get, say, 50% of the
Right.
loan they need from Middlefield Bank, for example, and then we can do up to 40% to fill in that gap. And so
Right.
we'll make it a point to be proactive in promoting that with our
Yeah.
local bank, so they can then go to the people that you're talking about that are bringing the small business needs.
Okay, thank you.
Dave, would you say that this Great Lakes Growers created about 20 to 25 jobs in this whole process?
It's possible, Jim, I'll have to look that up. I know Tim asked me the same question, I'll look at that
Okay.
too. Over the period, yeah.
Yeah.
And they continue to expand, so it's a
I
good.
mean, that's wonderful, and I think that's a great thing, and, you know, we love that type of growth and activity, you know, but I just, you know where I'm coming from, I just don't think we put all our eggs in one basket either, and that, I don't think that's the intent of this program, you know, it's to, you know, be out there identifying up-and-comers too, you know. Okay,
Any other questions?
Okay.
okay, so if you could get a motion to approve
So moved.
financials.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks.
Good morning. How are you? How's everything?
Morning. How are you?
Just dandy.
Good, good, good.
Have a couple things for you. First, Commissioner Spillerelli, on behalf of the Geauga Airport Authority Board, lieutenants, pilots, and visiting pilots, would like to convey our appreciation for your help in getting our marker balls installed through First Energy. They were very cooperative and
Yeah, no problem.
a pleasure to work with. And
Seems like, yeah, the project went pretty smooth, so.
went really smoothly, and they're up, and almost instantly we started getting comments.
Did you? Yeah, that's good, yeah,
So,
very cool.
those wires were not visible before when you're coming in on that runway.
Yeah,
Some updates that we have, the dust collector at Woodcraft, that's scheduled to be completed by November 15th. Everything is on track. We got off track a couple of weeks ago. There was some miscommunication about how payments would be made. We negotiated out with the service provider, and that's back on track. We're progressing with the Hangar 1 refurbishment for Medevac. We're putting together proposals, still waiting on some final numbers from contractors. Still looking at putting in an automated fuel system so that people can use a credit card at the pump. Still waiting on our final quote from Collins Equipment, and once we get that, we'll make a final decision on that project. And if there's any questions that you gentlemen have, I'll be happy to answer those.
so will we still control the fuel then, or?
Yes.
Okay, so they're.
It'll all be in-house, will remain an independent
Okay.
supplier.
No, the only thing I could tell you is I'll be quite honest with you, not taking away from the past, director, but you've done a phenomenal job. I mean, just like the marker balls, I mean, you've been here for how many weeks, and all of a sudden, we're starting to see some major improvements and some things that are really totally noticeable, and I've talked to a number of people there that have said it's just really, really moving in the right direction, and I know that
Thank you.
that's a lot, kind of under your leadership there, so thank you, I appreciate that.
Thanks. And one other comment too, will be, should be 100% occupied by November 1st.
All the
nice.
hangars will be full.
All the
Yeah.
hangars will be full, and we'll have, probably have a waiting list of several.
Nice, very nice. And then are you guys still working on with Greg as far as the other T hangers and stuff too?
Yes, we'd like to proceed with that come springtime.
Yep.
We'll be doing some background work
Okay.
over the winter, and then next spring move forward with that project.
Okay, no, that's great.
These other three are a little bit higher priority at
Yeah.
this point, so
Yeah.
keep our plate full for the winter.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, listen, you guys, you're doing a great job, and it's definitely noticeable.
And I'm happy to share anything with you guys periodically if you'd like in general, or just through our email updates that we send out.
Yeah, that's nice to get to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Next one.
The weekly updates are really nice.
Thanks.
Just know what's going on.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, no, thank you, Rick, really appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Good, thank you.
Shane? Morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Shane?
Good to see you. We have a total of 8 items on the agenda today. The first 2 are together. The resolution to improve Auburn Road, County Highway 4, sections F through H, and Bell Street, County Highway 10, section E, in Auburn and Newberry Townships. And then request for the board to designate Mr. Lennon as the CEO for the OPWC application. As part of our annual funding request through Ohio Public Works, Auburn Road in combination with Bell Street will be a single paving project starting at Frank's and going to 87, and then from Munn to Auburn. So kind of it's a intersection of 2 roads paved under one project. And if you've been down there lately, that section of Auburn Road has been getting progressively paved from south to north. It got real rough real fast. We had a series of roads that were paved with a gravel-based asphalt, and they did not fare very well in Geauga County. So this is one of a handful that are left that we're hoping to resurface next year with the help of Ohio Public Works.
Very good. Okay.
With the Ohio Public Works, is it still 50%?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the relationship of local funding can vary from project to project. Most applications that are a 50-50 split or higher on the local side fare pretty well. We still have a few applications that come in that ask for 60, 70, 80% grant. And occasionally, due to unique circumstances, they get approved for funding that way, but most of them do not. So, yeah, this will be a 50-50 split.
Okay, good. You want to read?
Okay, we'll go 6 and 7. The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 19-143 to improve Auburn Road, CH4, sections F through H and Bell Street, CH10, section E, in Auburn and Newberry Townships. The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 19-144, appointing board member Timothy C. Lennon as the Chief Executive Officer and certifying representative for the proposed asphalt resurfacing of Auburn Road and Bell Street in Auburn and Newberry Townships, and further approve and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Similarly, items 8 and 9 are another Ohio Public Works project. It's for a bridge on Taylor Wells Road. It is a township section of Taylor Wells, but the bridge is part of our county bridge maintenance responsibility. We own and maintain all the bridges, not on state routes. This project is actually below the funding line, but we're still going to apply for funding in hopes that a couple of those projects that may not get funded, get funded. So we still have to go through the same paperwork process of getting the board to approve and sign the application. We'll submit the paperwork and we'll wait, and hopefully the small nature of the project will kind of slide in on the bottom half. So that's Taylor Wells Road Bridge.
Is the bridge wider than 10 foot?
The bridge is wider than 10 feet, yeah. But it's lengthwise.
Right.
But widthwise, it's only, it's either 21 or 22 feet wide.
Yeah.
And the guardrail puts the crossing at 20. So we're gonna expand that and do some shoulder enhancement so that that bottleneck is eliminated, safety is improved.
Okay.
Okay, we get a reading on that.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 19-145 to reconstruct the Taylor Wells Road Bridge in Clarendon Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 19-146 appointing board member Timothy C. Lennon as the chief executive officer and certifying representative for the proposed Taylor Wells Road Bridge replacement in Clarendon Township. And further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Thank you. Items 10 and 11 are also Ohio Public Works. This is for a bridge on Thompson Road, County Highway 7, in Thompson Township. This is an old twin metal pipe culvert which constitutes a bridge under the state of Ohio. We're going to remove those two corrugated metal pipes, put in a single structure. It'll still remain a bridge in our inventory, but it'll be a little bit more modern configuration and have a 50 to 75 year life cycle instead of 30 or 25 or something like that. And like the previous bridge, it's also below the funding threshold, but each of the bridge projects are very small in grant requests, so we're hoping to fare well next year and do both of the projects.
Okay, can you read that?
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 19-147 to reconstruct the Thompson Road Bridge in Thompson Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 19-148, appointing board member Timothy C. Lennon as the chief executive officer and certifying representative for the proposed Thompson Road Bridge replacement in Thompson Township, and further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes,
Excellent, thank you.
thank you.
All right, the
We're
fourth,
No,
yeah.
no.
The fourth and last Ohio Public Works project is part of an ongoing project they've been working on Cage Road over the last several years. Sections A through D, which runs from 87 up to Mayfield Road. We've spent some time and money improving the drainage and the shoulders, as well as eliminating some hazardous conditions. This is the final piece of that puzzle to rehabilitate the pavement, and so we've already got a resolution to perform the engineering work, and we are now applying for grant funding to resurface that portion of Capes Road, sections A through D.
Okay, read that, please.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 19-149, appointing board member Timothy C. Lennon as the chief executive officer and certifying representative for the proposed asphalt resurfacing of Caves Road in Chester and Russell Townships, and further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
All right, and one more. The county engineers have assessed our original maintenance building roof, and it's a shingled roof building, and in numerous places, the roof has pretty serious leaking coming in through the finished areas of the building, and so we've been doing maintenance on that roof for a couple years, and so we are pursuing putting out to bid the replacement of the entire maintenance building roof with a metal roof.
So that's the big building where you keep all the equipment now?
And the maintenance garage and offices. So
Oh.
everything in our complex, not including the new portion of our office building.
Okay.
So there's.
That's gonna be a big project.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big project.
we have it
Do you have that budgeted?
estimated $400,000.
Yeah. Do you have that budgeted in for,
Yeah.
what, 20? I mean, I didn't hear about that in the budget hearings at all.
It should be in there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been,
Okay.
we have had this plan for 2 years
Oh, really?
as
Okay.
a 2020 project.
Okay.
The building's about 25, 26 years old.
Yeah, I wanna say 91, I think it was commissioned. So 28.
And you guys have tried to maintain it? Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
I don't understand, my roof at my house is probably older than that, and,
Right.
I maintain it.
Yeah, we have, it's a insulation, a rigid insulation with OSB on top of the rigid insulation.
Mm-hmm.
And in probably 25 or 30 locations, their water just comes right through it.
Really?
And we've even had portions of it reshingled, and it still comes through. They can't seem to, that system just doesn't seem to hold up under the conditions. And there's also an expansion, a rubberized expansion joint between the maintenance building
The new
and
building,
the storage.
yeah.
No, even the two portions of the maintenance building.
Okay.
The warm storage building is where the plows are kept, and the maintenance garage is where we do our equipment service,
Mhm.
and Trace and their offices are in there. And under most rain conditions, we have to do the bucket routine where, it's drop ceiling and tiles are,
Mhm.
saturated, so it's time. I mean, we're gonna take it off, put a new metal roof on it, and we'll have, a 50-year.
Yeah, or
Like-
longer, yeah, hopefully, yeah.
And then all of our buildings down there will have steel roofs.
Okay. Okay. Want to read,
The county engineer's office is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for the maintenance building metal roof to be held on Wednesday, December 4th, 2019 at 2:00 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised October 24th, 2019 and on the county website.
Move.
Second?
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Commissioner Meyer?
yes.
Gentlemen, Ann, thank you.
You can keep that. I have another one.
Stay dry.
Again, thank you.
Say Shane, real quick question on that. So like, if we wanted to have like, to try to get to just local Geauga contractors to apply for that, then I know it's gotta be prevailing wage, but do they
Yes.
have to be, so how does that work? Do they have to, could they set it up that they have to pay at that job at prevailing wage, or do they have to be like a,
They don't, it's not a union requirement, but it is a prevailing wage requirement.
Okay.
So, in fact, our maintenance building that's being built right now has many non-union people. We collect their certified payrolls and verified against the state prevailing wage rates to ensure that they are in fact following the law. But it's not a unionized construction requirement. So,
so let me ask you a question. So if a company is paying somebody, say, $20 an hour, and they want to bid on this job, they would have to pay somebody, say the prevailing wages, how much is the prevailing wage, like?
28 or 32 or whatever the trade is, yes.
So if they bid this job and said, we're going to pay somebody $28 an hour, could they legally bid on that job?
Absolutely.
So it's not that they have to be paying somebody $25 or $28 an hour all the time.
Correct.
They could bid the job with just that.
when they're working on that job.
Right.
Okay.
If they turn in their time cards or whatever, their records for work on that project, their company has to certify that they were paid at the current prevailing wage for that trade, regardless of what their normal pay is off of that project.
So how do we do that because I think that there's a lot of contractors that maybe are not, I think they get intimidated by the process maybe. And how do we do that to have like maybe a workshop that we could advertise to all the different contractors? I mean, we got good people in this county that do good work.
Right.
And, what could we do to try to help to kind of educate them a little bit on how the process is done?
I know the state does do like webinars and other informational stuff to explain the difference between union requirements that, on certain projects that are federally funded or otherwise, in particular, union areas, but, I mean,
Like,
the
could we hold
our maintenance
something?
building is being built by a non-union Jaga County company.
Okay,
Our salt dome was built by a non-union company. I think they were out of Holmes County.
Okay.
They were an Amish organization that traveled up and built our salt dome. Our office building was built by Lakeland Management, which is a Lake County construction management company, and they hired numerous subcontractors from around Northeast Ohio.
so if they called, they would be able to get a prevailing wage list from you guys of what's required for the jobs?
Yeah, we include it with the specifications and publish it as part of the bid specifications, and it's also on the state bureau, or what is it? Can't think of the name of the
Wait, no.
Wage and hour.
yes,
Okay.
under commerce. So, I mean, the information is there, maybe there, if they would to call and ask, we would be able to provide that coordination with them as well. And we do get quite a bit of local contractors
Okay.
on all of our projects. And even some of our road projects are, non-union outfits that understand the need to meet the prevailing wage. And we check them on every project. So if you're
Because on a
at
job like that, 400,000, how many square feet are we looking at for that?
almost 40,000,
40,000? Okay,
big job.
yeah. Just trying to think, if there's just some ways that they, do it a little bit less,
I
but,
mean, one of the companies that we already spoke to was Walker Brothers out of Painesville. They're a large non-union roofing company, does a lot of industrial roofing. Again, if it's Geauga County, that has a better feel to it, but certainly not a requirement for bidding. But if it's within the area, it keeps the business and the employment in our area.
Right.
We'd like to see that
Okay.
more than from way far away, but Geauga County would be even better
yeah,
if they're qualified and capable, then yes.
okay. Well, thank you, I appreciate
With the
that.
specifications on it, are they gonna rip it off or just cover over?
They're gonna take the shingles off. We know of considerable areas of the substrate that needs to be torn off as well, so we're gonna do a full tear off and
That's
put new
best.
underlayment and new metal roof over it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's a lot of money.
Good morning.
Hello, how are you? Good, good.
So usually I just come in front of you and say that you approve what I applied for in June, but the state dropped a bomb on us a couple weeks ago and said that the continuous programs were all receiving a minimum of a 7% cut in their VOCA funding. For programs this year, they were not allowing any expansions of programs or new programs this year. In fact, they said in Ohio, we receive our funds federally, but Ohio had a $30 million reduction in the VOCA money that they got from the feds. They just told their explanation to us was that there was a dramatic reduction in court fines and fees that fund the VOCA program. The grant then that I'm asking for is 7% less than what I had applied for in June. And they told us that 2021 looks very troubling, that the cuts will be especially dramatic then. The trends for VOCA are not good, and further large cuts in future years can be expected. So, we're okay next year. I'm gonna have to redo my budget and probably not have any money for supplies or travel. They're separate grants maybe I could apply for to go, because, you know, we have to have training to, because I'm credentialed, so you have to continue education training, but I'll worry about that. Just next year, we're gonna have to think about how we're gonna fund this program.
And
so.
how would you say this program, you know, as far as, head count, how active is this program?
Well, my program handles all victims of juvenile court
Okay.
and felony court cases in common police court. In addition, I do, you know, we have stalking cases that maybe there isn't a prosecution, but someone wants to get a protection order. Or, you know, someone had a crime happen a while ago, but wants to apply for, you know, some sort of victims of crime funding, that there's a pool for.
And what would that be? Like, what would they apply for, and what would that?
Well, the AG's office has a separate fund called the Ohio Victims of Crime Compensation Fund that will cover medical costs, lost wages, crime scene cleanup, things like that, so. But, you know, we have to fill out quarterly, we have to give quarterly stats. And my quarterly numbers are anywhere between 250 and 300 people that I help.
Mhm. So it can vary as far as what the money goes towards. It's not just, I mean, it can be, like you said, you know, clean up a crime scene or.
I don't, no, not.
No, but I mean, the money that's.
For the Victims of Crime
Yes.
Compensation Fund?
Yeah.
Yeah, you apply directly to the Ohio Attorney General's office and they take your
Okay.
claim from there.
Okay.
They even will help with vicarious trauma, like for the school shooting, they helped kids that maybe weren't at school that day and had some guilt. You know, it's crazy what the trauma will do to your brain. And so they helped get counseling for those kids, pay for counseling because of vicarious trauma that they suffered. So, but that's totally separate from anything I do. I just tell them where to find the form and
I
fill
see.
it out.
Okay.
So.
Okay. We could read that.
Prosecutor's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the Victims of Crime Act, VOCA, and State Victim Advocacy Act, SVAA, 2019 through 2020 grant award and acceptance forms for the Prosecutor's Victim Witness Program in the amount of $82,586.44, $61,573.44, federal VOCA funds, $16,552 local match from County General Fund, and Grant 2020 SVAA in the amount of $4,461 SVAA funds with no local match. This grant is for the period October 1st, 2019 through September 30th, 2020.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Thank
you
you.
all so
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Morning.
Morning.
It's happening.
Yes.
This is theirs.
So this grant is for the victims of crime fund, for our victims advocate. The difference is that our victims advocate is available 24/7 and she'll respond to the scene. She also has formed a group of volunteers that fill in if she's not available and help her. For instance, when all those people were burned in Middlefield after the white gas explosion at that house, the team came out, not only helped the family, but helped the firefighters that were there that had to deal with that. They were called out twice the other week for suicides. They're very active, and it's a good program. Tracy does a great job with it.
Okay. So who do you like the advocates? Are they volunteers or?
Yeah. She's not.
She's not.
Tracy's not.
Yeah.
She's an employee, but then she's got a group of
I
volunteers.
see.
that help.
Okay. And yours is getting cut as well then?
Yeah, I think it's down a little bit from last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was across the board. As you can see, there's a lot of them, and they fund a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the thing, sometimes, it's hard because it's like everybody, wants to take care of everybody, but then, at the end of the day, there's not much, available, and it makes it hard,
Sure. Yeah, ours is, we're the first contact.
Mhm.
Where, Cindy's getting through the court process, but we're at the scene, we're helping out, which frees up our deputies. Yeah, so.
Do they work together and?
Yes.
I mean, they
It's
communicate?
like a handoff.
Yeah. I mean, does it make sense to combine this into one thing instead of two different?
Well, they're kind of doing two different jobs,
Mm.
Because we're doing it, the unseen stuff, it's a little different.
Mhm.
We're dealing with stuff that maybe isn't even a crime,
Okay.
so like a suicide or something to that, like the fire victims, that doesn't, it's not a crime, so but these people still need the assistance.
But they are doing the same thing, though. I mean, they're the exact same grant, right? I mean,
Well, same grant.
Yeah.
They're doing different things, so.
Okay.
And sometimes if you combined it, you might not be able to get as much as if you tried to get it in two different directions too.
Right.
So that's, yeah. Okay.
All right, want to get a reading on that?
The Sheriff's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President and the Board to execute the Victim of Crime Act and State Victim Advocacy Act grant award and accepted forms in the amount of $92,733.06 from Grant 2020 VOCA, which is $71,576.34 federal VOCA fund, $16,521.70 local match from the County General Fund, and $1,370 of in-kind match, and $3,265.02 from Grant 2020 SBAA with no local match for the period October 1st, 2019 through September 30th, 2020.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Spillier?
Aye.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good day. Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so what I have today is a contract with the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for us to do HEAP outreach. That's the Home Energy Assistance Program. This is not giving money to senior citizens, to individuals. This is a reimbursement for services for outreach. So filling out an application with a senior, posting about HEAP in our newsletter, educating the public. So it's not what JFS does. JFS does a lot with HEAP. And different state contracts with HEAP, but this is for outreach through the Older Americans Act. And it's a reimbursement. We track our time that we spend, the amount of publications we put out with instructions on how to apply for HEAP. And we can be reimbursed up to a total of $3,695.72.
Did we reach the max then?
We reached the max very quickly.
Okay. All right.
You get a reading on that?
The Department on Aging is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging State Fiscal Year 2020 Agreement for HEAP outreach funds with the Jog County Board of Commissioners and the Jog County Department on Aging for the period September 1st, 2019 through August 31st, 2020 in the amount of $3,695.72.
That's a move.
Second?
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Okay, thank you all
Yeah,
very much.
thank you. Bye now.
We have a lot to sign here today.
Good morning.
Morning.
Number 17 is for the EMPG grant. That is a grant through the state of Ohio that provides 50% funding toward payroll and other expenses. So that $79,500 represents about 50% of our payroll for about 3/4 of the year. A lot of times what happens is other EMAs don't use their total funds, so then some supplemental comes out. And I believe the last couple of years, I was able to get that bumped up to $92,000 to cover 50% of our payroll for almost the entire year. So what this is just to allow me to apply for it and for the 50% matching fund from our agency.
Okay.
I'll read that.
The Department of Emergency Services is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the board to execute the grant application documents relating to the Emergency Management Performance Grant for fiscal year 2019, and to further approve Director Roger Peterson to execute where appropriate in the amount of $79,500 with a 50% match of funds for a total of $159,000.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. DeVore?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lundey?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Were you involved in that drill at Notre Dame the other day?
Yes,
Did it go well?
it went fantastic. It went really well. It was the very first time that they'd ever done anything, so it was the first time testing for a lot of their systems. We identified a lot of positives, just a couple things to work on, but overall, to move, I think it was 400 students.
Yeah.
Half a mile to a different campus and keep accountability. First thing was done.
Nice. Good morning. Morning.
Morning, Rich.
Here to cover two things, item 18 and 19 for snow plowing. It'll be 24 hours, which is the ones down south. The second part is for accepting performance bonds.
Can we read those together?
Yeah.
The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the contract agreement with Sam Landscaping Incorporated to perform 24-hour snow plowing, snow removal, and salt services for the parking lots at Jog County offices, including Sheriff's Post 2, Department of Emergency Services, Jogga Transit, Animal Shelter, Pleasant Hill County Home, Patterson Center, and the County Safety Center for the period of November 1st, 2019 through March 31st, 2020, in an amount not to exceed $42,442. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board accept the performance bond from Sam Landscaping Incorporated for the contract agreement to perform snow plowing, snow removal, and salt services at Jog County offices for the period November 1st, 2019 through March 31st, 2020.
So moved.
So if we say no, will it not snow?
That would be nice.
I thought he was gonna bring a shovel.
Right.
We have to ask for shovels, that's all.
Big shovels.
Mr. DeVore?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lundey?
Yes.
Thank you.
Where's
Thank you.
Glenn today?
Here's some Columbus.
Very good.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Take care.
He's at that energy meeting.
Okay, where are we at?
We do this. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board acknowledge the administrative order from the Court of Common Pleas regarding the Court Security Advisory Committee and cause Timothy C. Lennon, Board President, to sit as primary and Ralph Spitaleri as alternate. Originally, we had set this up during the reorg meeting.
Okay.
And apparently they have decided to resurrect a board that didn't know was,
Even existed?
well, it existed and there's been meetings, but now with new judges, they're changing format and they've added and removed members. And they have you listed
Okay.
as deciding member.
Okay. Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner DeVore?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lundey?
Now,
Next two items revolve around the solid waste
yep.
hazardous, household hazardous material facility that will be built down at by the engineer's office down on Merritt Road. First item is just approve and execute the resolution authorizing the lease of the land, and then the second one is to sign the lease.
Okay, good. And we're all square, all legal, ready to go.
That's
Good.
as soon as you sign it.
Great, awesome.
And just so you know, the law clerk did review the contract that you brought me yesterday to ensure that it was the same one that had been sent
Very
out
good.
there
Oh,
and
good.
signed.
This has been a
So-
long time coming.
Yes.
I feel this is
I felt like time's beating the head against
a lot
the
of
wall.
effort. Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes back and really just back up. Skip Claypool was one of the ones that was really hammering away on getting this thing done and getting it in the idea of it, and so I'm sure he's not here today, but he'd be happy to know that we're finally signing this. So, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner DeVore?
Yes.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lundey?
Yes. Excellent.
And then the next two items deal with the new county facility. looking to go out for RFQs for the construction manager at risk and for a, owner's rep.
Okay.
Get out for the RFQs so we can bring in the people who do that for a living.
Right.
Can submit their RFQs, and then we'll review the RFQs and decide who we want to bring in to actually interview to be those two.
Okay. How are we doing with the other?
With TDA,
Yeah.
the contracts, it's down to the final. It's kind of like this lease. It's the one or two words seem to be out of place, and
Okay.
it's whenever you let the attorneys get involved,
Yeah.
slows the process.
But I mean, as far as,
But we're moving forward. They're about ready to.
and they'll have their proposal for us?
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting
That's what
on?
we're.
Okay. Okay. And, I mean, did we have any indicator as to when that will be ready?
Laura indicated to me yesterday that she was waiting to hear back from Ganesh on the one question, and that the rest of the questions that came in, you could probably finalize, and that she hoped to maybe see it next week.
Excellent, okay. That would be great.
I know there's backsides, and then there's a loose one
Okay.
that has to actually be filed to be recorded.
Okay.
So, because it's Exhibit D, that memorandum is part of there, there's multiple pages. And then here is a copy of the RFQs.
Okay.
So that was 23 and 24.
I mean, Jerry, do you think it'll be by the end of this month, we should be seeing this, so we can get started with TDA?
The contract?
Yeah. Yeah?
No, there's only one more Tuesday.
She's hoping for next
I'm
week.
hoping to
but-
get it there, but again, you're dealing with the attorneys.
I mean,
To get them to finally sign off on
I
something.
understand the attorney thing, but, it's kind of like in business, you gotta, light a fire under them too,
We've been- yeah,
push.
We've been
yeah.
kicking them, and it's not.
I mean, we've been very
It's
patient.
not all
I've
ours,
been-
it's theirs too, so it's.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good.
You don't have to sign anything,
No.
that's just.
Oh, okay.
That's just a copy of the RFQs with the updated dates for, October, and then with acceptance on, by 4 o'clock on December 6th.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. Okay, where are we at here?
23 and 24, I can either read it or we can just have a motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. Okay, 25. Okay, this is about the
Yes.
holidays. So the Commissioner's Office requesting the Board close Jog County offices under the hiring authority of the Board of Commissioners on Friday, November 29th, 2019, in light of Thanksgiving holiday, as a paid time off for regular scheduled employees up to 8 hours, non-active work status time. 24-hour operations will continue to operate as normal. Further, these employees required to work on November 29th, 2019 will be entitled to overtime pay in addition to their regular pay for actual hours worked.
Make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. And then the same thing for, this would be for Christmas holiday. It's paid time off.
It's
This,
half.
this will be half a day on Christmas Eve. Motion, please.
So moved on 26.
Second.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes. All right.
In your list of upcoming meetings, you
Yeah.
have the detention center joint board meeting this Thursday at 10:30, Portage County offices to do that appointment,
Okay.
for their special meeting that they need to hold at the end of the month.
Okay.
You'll also see on here next Thursday, the 31st, a district meeting with solid waste. I'm waiting for Trumbull County to confirm what time they're available.
And what's this in regards to?
This was the one that Jennifer requested initially to go over plans and updates with all of you.
I thought we just did it.
Yeah, we just did that.
I asked her if they were still doing this meeting, and she said yes.
I mean, to be honest with you, I would call her back. I think
Yeah,
it's
I'd
a waste
find
of
out.
time.
Well, I would find out.
We-
Well,
Yeah,
I asked
yeah.
if you guys had scheduled it when you were there.
Yeah.
Because we were just there last week, I think.
I know.
And
I
we
know.
went over the plans and we're all good to go.
Yeah,
I think this was her. This was
Yeah.
her being,
We're not doing
wanting
that.
to go through stuff with all of you.
Well,
So
she-
if you
yeah.
guys were good with that and you did it,
I mean, she
then-
wants to come up here and meet with us, that's
yeah.
fine.
She could be here next Tuesday, but we're
Yeah.
not going down there again.
Yeah.
Okay, I will let them know.
I mean, unless it's something that's urgent, needs the entire board's approval for something, but if it's just informational, we can,
Yeah.
you know, I can meet with her on the phone or whatever, but,
Now that the lease has been signed today, then they can go out to, they can do the advertisement.
yes, right, so they'll start the advertising the bid there, which is super.
Correct.
I think, what else, is there anything else?
If you wanna go to the Township Association dinner, it's the 13th of November, it's in Montville.
I won't be able to make that one.
Okay. I have Jerry and Jim as a guest, I didn't know about Tim and Bob. so-
No, I can't make that. America Finance, okay. All right, that's all I got.
That was enough today, isn't it?
Yes. Any comments, questions? None? Motion to adjourn?
It was a very nice program at Aqueduct last Wednesday, and Mr. Favor talked about it, and I don't know where he gets his financing from, but he's grown a tremendous business, and he's hired quite a few people, and it's all through Geauga County and Munson Township. And I must say, he's got a quality group of people that work for him, and these type of people that help all of us here in Geauga County.
Yeah.
Thought I'd mention it, and it was well received.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for being there too. I'm sure he appreciated that. When we all,
He's an interesting person.
yeah, he is. He's really turned a niche little business into something.
It's a big operation.
Yeah, yeah, he's done really well. Very good. Okay. Adjourn.
Adjourn.
Hey, Sheriff, how's Mike doing?